on YouTube. We are getting our sound. All right, we got good morning to Cindy Johnson in the chat. My You're on the chat. We got Arian Kawanda. We got Jeff. We got Sincere. We got Tyler Hadley. We got Gwendolyn. We got Willie Grace. Trey Tay. Shout out to Theo Jenkins.
Tyler Hadley, my brethren, good morning.
Theo Jenkins in the chat. We got Venus Jones. We got Allie. Alfonso, that one guy.
Good morning, Trey Tay. Theo Jenkins, I met you yesterday. Good morning.
All right.
Driving the trucks, my brother.
Yes, I think that's everyone.
Good morning.
I think that's everyone. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Allie, good morning.
All right, you guys.
Venus and Uranus, good morning.
My mind is all flustered right now, y'all.
It's flustered.
It is. It's flustered. It's all flustered. We had a late, or somewhat of a late game. It wasn't that late. It was like an average time game.
It was an average time game, bro.
Yeah,
like
it was an average time game. Shout out to the squad, to the Brew crew, okay, hitting all those home runs. And we got another one
Today at 1:10 p.m.
Yeah, I have to go there right after
That's
this.
good stuff. That's good stuff, though, man.
So that's why I'm like, oh my God, what day is it? I guess it's Wednesday today. But today is a big day for the Brewers because fans are one step closer to getting free burgers.
Wait, what? Free burgers?
Yes.
Free burgers at the Brewers games?
Well, not at the Brewers game.
Okay, talk to
So
me.
what's going down is apparently George Webb has this like thing that they have said ever since like the 80s. I think it goes all the way back to like the 1980s, where if the Brewers hit 12 or win, I guess I should say 12 games in a row, George Webb is going to supply free burgers to everyone. Everyone.
What does that mean, everyone? Like, you got to go to George Webb? How do I get my free burger?
Well, yeah, you got to go to George Webb and get the burger, but like
right
you don't.
Up the street here.
Any George Webb.
And I can get a free burger.
If they win tonight or today, if the Brewers win today and get their 12th consecutive game, George Webb has to fulfill that promise.
Can I get some theme music right here? Can I get some claps? Can I get
everybody
some claps
is trying to figure like it wants them to win it.
Do you not know how many big backs are excited right now? Do you not know that will help feed the homeless?
Yeah.
So if the Brewers win right now today,
actually,
we'll be able to feed the homeless people at George Webb.
Actually, I'm actually wrong. I'm wrong about the date. No, I'm wrong about the date, not about the burgers. The burgers is correct. I said it started in 1980, but no, it dates back more than 80 years. Yeah, the prediction of what the famous George Webb said. So I guess the George Webb 12 in a row promotion unofficially began in the 1940s, and it was then formalized in 1965 when the owner painted the prediction on the restaurant walls and advertised it in newspapers. As legend has it, George Webb boldly stated that once the hometown team won 12 games in a row, free burgers would be served. So it doesn't go back to 1980s. It has just been happening for more than 80 years.
I know that's right.
That's okay. It says that George Webb has fulfilled this promise 2 times.
Yeah.
All right, so if they do it today,
1987 and 2018.
If they do it today, they will be fulfilling this prophecy for a 3rd time.
Yeah, and it's actually really exciting because this is the 2nd time during this season that we've almost had this happen. I believe back in like last month in July, we had 11 consecutive wins and we were trying to get to the 12th and we lost on that 12th game. So I don't want that energy today. You know, I want positive energy when we're at American Family Field today.
I really got a question for you. And shout out to my boy Tyler, because he says in 1987, George Webb gave away free burgers when we went on our 12-win win streak. In 2018, it happened. And today, possibly, it could happen in 2025. And I personally believe it's going to happen. But Juice, since you are out there on the field, all right, out there playing essentially with the Brew crew, why do you believe that they've been on such a win streak? You're seeing it from a first-hand basis, you know?
Obviously, selfishly, I'm going to say because of me. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. Because I'm not at every single game. I'm not at every single game. I think we just have a really good team. We have a lot of good, like, rookies, I believe, this year. You know, the Miz is out here going crazy. We got King Von out there going crazy.
King Von?
Yeah.
There's a King Von in the rap world and in the Brewers?
Yeah.
Hey. I think man deadly. That's
we actually are having a King Von t-shirt giveaway coming up. I think August 23rd.
I know the White Sox definitely felt some type of way when we beat their ass. Them and the Cubs.
We've been doing our thing. We still got the best record in baseball right now, and so it's just exciting. It's very exciting. But honestly, I think it's kind of what you said. We got some angels in the outfield. We got Bob Uecker, you know, looking down and helping the team. Yeah, to really win. And I think some of the team who got to meet him, because a lot of our rookies who are playing really well, they didn't really get to see him, you know. So I don't know how strong their connection is, but it could just be the energy. It could just be the momentum. You know, Pat Murphy and him having his relationship with Bob Uecker and how he's coaching up the team and stuff like that. So it's a lot of reasons why I think we're doing really well right now. I would just say I had a hand in it.
I think you got a hand in it, Juice. I think you have a hand in it.
Selfishly.
I think Bob Uecker's spirit has a hand in it. And personally, me, I think Milwaukee's spirit has a hand in it as well. I think those types of things help a team win, especially when we're talking about, you know, the city of Milwaukee. You know, when we see a team winning, we decide to rally around them in whatever way we possibly can.
Yeah.
You know, Andrew coming up here from Texas and wearing his Brew Crew hat each and every day. I
gotta get you a new hat, man. If I get another hat, I gotta give it to you.
All right, that's fine by me. All I'm saying is I showed up and we're winning. So
well, we were winning before you, but I appreciate
11 game win streaks.
I appreciate the energy that you are giving us, and you know, maybe it's the lucky hat. Maybe that's the Brewers' lucky hat at this point.
Hey.
You can't take it off.
Talk nice to me, Ben.
You can't take it off, Andrew.
I could say exactly what I told you yesterday, but I won't do it over the airwaves. I will say that him wearing this hat goes to show all the support that people up here in Milwaukee and Wisconsin have been supporting and giving that type of energy to the Brewers. And that's another reason why I believe the Brewers are winning. Just like when the Bucks had went on to go win in 2021, all the energy, that kinetic energy that we had outside of the stadium helped them win. So, you know, when it comes down to what the Brew Crew is going to do for this year, I can't wait. And I actually would I don't want to take people down the rabbit hole, but it would be very interesting if Bob Ivanka prophecy does come true in November, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
You and your conspiracies. But you know what? I'm actually really trying to understand how this whole George Webb situation is going to work. Like, are they panicking right now? Like, do they have the supply? Can they supply and demand once the Brewers win today?
They say they can. I mean...
So I'm reading this article here on Fox 6, and it says that in 1987, the Brewers surpassed that number with a 13-game winning streak.
Wow.
The team's 12th in a row happened on Easter Sunday.
Wow.
As a result... I didn't even get to the juicy part yet. No. You over here wowing. As a result, George Webb restaurants handed out almost 170,000 free hamburgers. So to meet the demand, Webb ordered more than 25,000 pounds of ground beef and went through 2,868 pounds of onions, in addition to 367,180 slices of pickles.
I wonder, are they ready today, though?
That's what I'm saying. You know, like, they have to be. Because I know Webb did this back in the day, but, like, who's over it now? Is these
we got tariffs,
who's over it now to get this going?
The economy is messed up. This is post-pandemic. You know?
And a lot of George Webb's restaurants have closed down.
That's very true.
So now the access is limited.
And I'm not going to lie, the population has went up, all right? Just for poops and giggles or whatever. Yesterday, because all the flooding that happened or whatever, I was trying to figure out the population of Racine compared to Milwaukee. Racine, we got about 77,000 people in Racine.
Total?
Yeah, total. But in Milwaukee, you guys have over 500,000 million people here. It's 577,000 people.
70-some thousand people.
Yeah, hey, it's a smaller city. I mean, we just only a fifth of what y'all got. You know,
like a little town, like a village.
It is what it is. It is what it is. I just hope that for 577,000 people, George Webb is ready, because it's going to be a lot of people wanting some of them burgers, especially the people that are homeless. I mean, they up here underneath the bridge right now.
No, 100%. And see, I'm glad you said that, because that would be a really great thing that they did if homeless people could go in there and just get a free burger. Because I don't even know if they're allowed to get those types of promotions.
You don't think so?
Do they make them leave? You know, if it's like, oh, no,
you stink.
Yeah, do they still get to get the burgers? I would hope they still get to get the burgers.
Should.
You know, I know I'm sure it's gonna be while supplies last, by the way, but either way, homeless people should get the burgers, bro.
Homeless people should actually be first in line, but at the same time, you know, if Jammin get there first, it is what it is.
And you know what? I have a lot to say when it comes to homeless people, because I be feeling for them, fam. I feel for them so bad.
Really?
And so that's why we are going to be talking about
homelessness.
We're going to talk about homelessness, because now what Mr. Trump and his administration is trying to do, and obviously y'all know this ain't the Trump show, but they're trying to give homeless people fines or jail time if they are refusing help, if they don't go to shelters, if they don't do certain things. So fines or jail time for homeless people. Do you think that's how homeless people should be treated? Is to be getting jailed or to be getting fined for being homeless? We gotta unpack that, and I want to have a conversation on homelessness today. What is that supposed to be? Negroes slave him? What's going on there?
That was a hymn right there. You know, I'm gonna save my words for after. You know, because I got a lot to say about this. You know, I was once homeless. We'll talk about it later.
Oh my God! On purpose, though. That's a difference.
What?
That's the difference. You can't say you were homeless.
I was homeless.
Whatever.
I was homeless.
Whatever.
You cannot.
I'll let
dictate, Juice, my homelessness.
I will allow you to live in your delusion, but you know what?
I was homeless.
We are going to take a 3-minute juice break, and when we come back, before we have our homeless conversation, you know I gotta tell y'all what's going on out here in these juicy streets. All right, we got something juicy up next, so make sure you guys keep it locked. We got more Jammin' with Juice on the way.
Don't touch that dial. You are Jammin' with Juice on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, 1017thetruth.com, and streaming live on YouTube. Like and subscribe to our 1017 The Truth YouTube channel.
The expression on your face, that's got to me. And the man wasn't lying.
What you mean the expression on my face? How can you see my face? You listening to me on the radio, man.
No, I'm watching you on YouTube, too.
Oh, all right, then. You're an old man, and you know about YouTube. How old are you, Adam? You about 85.
83.
I'll be dipped. How blessed are we to have you?
Watch all your favorite 1017 The Truth shows by subscribing to 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Ride the wave to clean at Tsunami Express Car Wash, Milwaukee's fan favorite for a winning shine. Become a monthly member and enjoy unlimited washes for less than $1 per day. Plus, skip the wait in the fast lane and enjoy unbeatable amenities like free vacuums and tire air. Visit any of their convenient locations in Midtown Milwaukee, Waukesha, Greenfield, Oak Creek, and Mount Pleasant. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Learn more at tsunamiexpress.com.
My overall experience with Gruber Law Offices has been phenomenal.
The treatment was excellent.
They will be supportive of you. They will listen to you.
It was a great experience knowing that I had people to help me.
I know I could count on them to do what I needed to get done.
Experience with Gruber was great.
They gave me my life back.
It was amazing.
He gets results.
We know how to win. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Gruber Law Offices had my best interests at heart.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years. From their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee, their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design.
Great
Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
This is Jammin' with Juice on 1017 The Truth app, 1017thetruth.com, and streaming live on YouTube. Shout out to the Juicy Jammers riding the wave.
Welcome back, everybody. You are tapped into, sipping on, waking up to Jammin' with Juice. We appreciate y'all so much for tapping in. Make sure you are on our YouTube at 101.7 The Truth. Get the full experience of Jammin' with Juice and be a part of our Juicy Jammer community. Interact with us in the chat. And you're also going to want to hop on the YouTube because I'm gonna tell you in a second. Let's get into something juicy.
How juicy is it?
Keep it juicy, juicy. I eat that on.
Gay man even know a way to a man's heart. So how come these women
All right, so the reason why I'm telling you guys to head over to the YouTube right now is because we are about to play a new surveillance video that just dropped. This is an exclusive video, but I will say it is kind of graphic. So if you do not want to see anything that is graphic, don't go look at it. But head to the YouTube right now because we have video obtained by TMJ4 that is showing the Water Street crash that severely injured the two young women. All right, and the reason why that we are even playing this video, and it's been going on, or it was posted on TMJ4 on their socials, and now it's going around like Facebook and just all of social media. But it's very important to look at this video because a couple weeks ago we brought up this story about two women by the name of Chloe and Samantha who were crossing Water Street on July 20th when they were struck by a silver Jeep that barreled through an orange police barricade at the intersection of Water Street and State Street. The surveillance video from a Milwaukee City camera shows the two women trailing behind their friends while crossing the street when the Jeep smashes through the barricade and hits them. The driver appears to brake just before impact. The collision sent one of the women flying into a street sign while the other young woman was flipped upside down and thrown several feet. So I guess TMJ4 did try to contact the driver, but the driver did not answer the door and I guess hung up on them. But Mayor Cavalier Johnson said on Friday, quote, "The person that was driving the vehicle after she went through those barricades, when she realized that she hit human beings, she stopped her vehicle, she got out, she rendered aid, she called 911, and she stayed on the scene." Now, according to Milwaukee Police Dispatch reports, neither the driver nor her passenger called 911 to report the crash. A witness told police at the scene that the driver was attempting to leave the crash scene, so the responding officers secured the driver's keys and ordered her to stay on the scene. Now, according to the crash report, the driver stated that she didn't expect the barricades to be there. She also told police that she had consumed 2 alcoholic drinks several hours before the crash, but she was never even breathalyzed, according to the report. So the driver received 3 citations and was allowed to drive away after meeting with police. And obviously the families of both of those girls are saying that that is not enough. That is not enough. And why is this person only getting citations? It makes absolutely no sense. It makes no sense. But Mayor Cavalier Johnson is saying what he's gathered from this is that it seems to have been an actual accident. And so I don't know. People keep asking the Chief Jeffrey Norman, like, what's going on? And Chief Jeffrey Norman said, well, I would think driving at a high rate of speed or not being very mindful of the individuals in the road can be some contributing factors of reckless driving. And I would agree. I would agree. So what are y'all going to do now? What are y'all going to do now? Y'all see this video is out. The surveillance video is out. You see how this car crashed into these young women who were in the right, by the way, because they were behind the barricades. You mean to tell me that this car, one, claims they didn't see the barricades, claims they didn't see the two girls, claims they were drinking 2 drinks beforehand, wasn't even breathalyzed to see to see how the levels were of how much they had been drinking. And just because they stopped at the scene, which it seems like from this article on TMJ4, the person wasn't even trying to stop at the scene, only gets citations and gets to walk away, gets to drive home with these 2 young girls still having to go through all of the injuries that they have to go through. That is crazy to me.
I mean, the trauma.
I'm really just trying to, I want to know who this girl was who did this. Like, who was she? And you know why I'm asking that? Because I think that potentially her race could have had something to do with it. Now, I know they said that this would have been the person's first offense and they truly felt like it was an accident. And so that's why they're like, okay, that she stopped, she didn't just run off and everything. But I don't think that should be just citations. I'm sorry. You driving through barricades, you hitting 2 people, you injuring them, and you have been drinking. And I think they said she didn't even have insurance or anything like that either. Absolutely not.
I think it goes to show, like we've been saying before, the Milwaukee Police Department is just too laxed on things. Again, for these two women to be hit by this car, again, a drunk driver, somebody who had already admitted to consuming alcoholic beverages, and the police not to even decide to give them a breathalyzer. They're not doing their job. They're too relaxed about too many different violent situations, too many criminal activities, and letting them go. If you continue to allow this negativity to roll and spiral, more of this will continue to happen. More reckless driving will happen. And I really do feel for these 2 young women, man, because ultimately, one thing they never talk about with people when it comes down to car accidents and things of that nature is that trauma lives with you forever.
It does.
Like that mental, the mental anguish they will have to live through forever for the rest of their life will take a very long time for them to get over. I remember being hit in a car before, and now each and every time I'm about to make a right turn or something like that, I have to look in fear over my right shoulder just because I don't know if somebody's just gonna come out just anywhere and then just whack me. My girlfriend, she was hit while being on a scooter. She don't even want to hop on scooters anymore. So I don't know if these 2 2 young women will ever want to even walk past a crosswalk. Just because of the traumatic incident that happened to them. You don't know if somebody's going to be drunk driving, just driving past, not looking and not caring if there's a barricade or not. They're just gonna keep on going about their day. And then the Milwaukee Police Department does nothing to actually stand up for these 2 women. So it's crazy.
No, it 100% is crazy. And I just want them to keep that same energy when things happen on other parts of town. And when it happens to other drivers who are driving, who can claim that, oh, it was just an accident, I didn't mean to. No. Ain't no way. Ain't no other cars going in that direction. It's just so many things that went wrong with that. And so now that we have the video to actually clearly see how it all went down, because I was confused. I'm like, what do you mean they went through barricades and only got tickets and they hit 2 people? What if they would have killed these 2 people? Would it still have been an accident? Right. Is it just because they're still alive and breathing that it's labeled as an accident?
Right.
I don't think that should be the case. So I'm with the families on this one.
Yeah, I'm definitely down with the families, man. Again, when you harm an innocent life, you deserve to go to jail. I believe this person should definitely go to jail, whomever it was. I don't care what race they were, black, Hispanic, homeless.
Because accidents have consequences. Homeless. Okay. Accidents have consequences, you know? You gotta have the consequences for your actions, even if you didn't mean to, cause harm.
Because honestly, that's how you end up getting Maxwell Anderson, right? When they talked about Maxwell Anderson, he was a rich kid who each and every time he even encountered the law, he only got a slap on the wrist. Next thing you know, he's out here chopping up black women. So what happens to this person?
100%. But yeah, prayers to the family still who's recovering and the 2 girls who are still recovering from that. Now, moving right along, you guys, the famous Arizona iced tea.
Oh, damn.
Y'all love some Arizona iced tea. And y'all know that these Arizona iced teas cost how much, Benjamin? How
99 cents.
They cost 99 cents. Have you ever in your life have purchased an Arizona iced tea and it was not 99 cents.
Nope, I get the tall cans. I either get the watermelon flavor, or I get the what is it? Arnold Palmer.
Yep.
You know, I get that joint too. That's one of my favorite ones.
Well, you know what? That could soon be coming to an end.
Why?
Because Arizona iced tea, known for its 99-cent tall can since the early 1990s, may face its first price increase in over 30 years due to a 50% tariff on imported aluminum imposed by the Trump administration. While 80% of the company's cans use recycled U.S. aluminum, 20% is sourced from Canada, and the tariff significantly raises costs. The co-founder of Arizona Iced Tea expressed reluctance to raise prices, citing the brand's commitment to affordability for consumers, but the company is now evaluating options to offset the expense. No price hike has been confirmed just yet, but I saw an article from the New York Post that said if the price would have to go up to match the rising input costs, the tea would cost $1.99 today instead of just 99 cents. So it would go up a full
Oh no!
It would go up a full
y'all not about to do this. Y'all not about to do this. For one, Arizona iced tea, you have been a star in the hood for so long. You have been the go-to drink for all of us to get. You know, down in Racine, we used to go to La Type of Tea, and at La Type of Tea, you go ahead and you get your iced teas. You know what I'm saying? You get the Arizona iced tea, and everything is all good. It's a nice drink that comes in a tall can. I also remember that the CEO of the Arizona iced teas was like, dog, we've never raised our prices because we never wanted to price gouge anybody. Yep. So I hope that he stays steadfast on that promise to the people, because at the end of the day, you guys have been making millions of dollars for decades at this point now. I don't think you need to raise the cost of your Arizona iced teas, you know, if you want to stay true to your promise. Thirdly, I also want to say, over the time that I've been on this earth for the past 33 years, I was born in the late 1900s, I always coveted the Arizona iced tea, because as I saw other prices go up, where, you know, a bag of chips used to be 25 cents, I saw that go from 25 cents to 50 cents. You know, I trusted Arizona iced tea because it stayed its price. You know, the Pepsis went up, Sprite went up, but Arizona iced tea stayed true to what it was intended for. So for it to go up now to maybe possibly $1.99, oh my God, it hurts my heart.
I know it hurts your heart, Ben,
really
but
does.
honestly, I don't look at it as I don't see the Arizona iced tea founder like at fault here. You know, in order to keep up with your business, you gotta go with the flow of, you know, import costs and things like that in order to keep your business afloat. And I can appreciate the fact that the owner is saying, like, man, I don't even really want to have to think about doing that, but it might get to a point where my hands are tied. In order to, you know, try to help my business, we're gonna have to go up $1. Now, I appreciate
they got millions. Bro,
I appreciate the fact that they didn't want to price gouge their prices just because they know their drink is extremely popular, and they could just because they could. If they did, it would because their hands were forced, their hands are tied, they had nothing else to do, and the prices of things have gone up, and the consumer is gonna have to pay for that all the way around. It's not just Arizona iced tea, but I do appreciate the transparency. I appreciate the transparency of the owner and everybody over there at Arizona iced tea, because they didn't have to let us know that, hey, this is a potential possibility.
You know,
but look, it's not their fault. Blame Trump. Blame your buddy Trump. You want to go golfing? Yeah, your buddy. Yeah, your buddy. Because you want to go golfing with him and do interviews and stuff, huh?
I do.
You want to go get a drink with him? Why don't you have him pay for your Arizona iced tea?
And I am very good friends with both parties.
So I'm just saying. You over here mad at Arizona iced tea when your buddy over here is causing hell.
Look, that is Tory Lowe's buddy. All right?
No, that's your buddy.
Really
that's your buddy. That's your buddy.
But what I will say is, you know, if they do go up, I am certain that more people will get more into educating themselves about the politics around tariffs. All right, because again, once you see a 99-cent can go from 99 cents to $1.99, you're going to start asking questions.
Absolutely not, because when them little chip bags went up to a whole $1, then nobody would say nothing.
They've been doing it incrementally over decades, though. Like, it used to be 25 cents in the 90s. Then I remember it going to 35 cents. And, like, literally now it's 50 cents.
Still went up.
But it went up over, like, 20 years time span. This is all sudden. So
bro, they trying to go up $1 after they didn't want to.
$1, bro? That's double, bro. A double? I'm really going to have, if I'm
Bro,
going
the
to get
chips
any of
is
my
double.
monies-
What are you talking about?
Like I said, you can't just, okay, this is how the human brain works. This is why they go to say that government is actually always 10 years ahead of us when it comes down to technology, because you can't just throw something at a big population or else it will cause an uproar. I wouldn't even be surprised if Arizona iced teas do go up, that doesn't cause chaos out in the streets. Just because people will be like, $1.99 for Arizona iced teas, what the hell is happening to our country? I guarantee you.
I would be very upset that everybody starts paying attention to what's going on with the administration and these tariffs just over some iced teas. They should have been tapped in with what is going on, and it shouldn't take no daggone iced teas for you to be researching what tariffs are.
Well, you gotta hit people where they at. You know, you gotta hit their pockets, and once that starts to happen, that's when people start asking questions.
Or we just go along to get along. You know what I'm saying? Some people be like, man, they'll complain about it, but they ain't gonna do nothing after that.
Look, if
they gonna spend that money and go home and drink their iced tea.
If the Arizona iced tea goes up to $1.99, everybody's going homeless. Guarantee you.
All right. Well, the last thing I'll bring up, and it'll just take like a minute here. TikTok is now introducing age verification, allegedly. So allegedly, TikTok is introducing age verification in the U.S. for users it suspects are underage. To access certain features, these users will need to provide a credit card or ID along with selfies for identity confirmation. And I was looking at some article, but it's all of this is alleged, honestly, to me, because TikTok hasn't come out and actually said it. But some people are saying they've already seen it on their profiles, but they're people who are not underage. So I guess AI is trying to see if certain pages are underage or not, and they're starting to get it wrong. And so certain pages and people who are creators on TikTok are kind of like, yeah, I had to do like an age verification even though I'm not under 13 years old. So we got to get that stuff situated pretty much. But overall, if TikTok does come out with that over here in the US, I would appreciate that, because I think we need to have some type of regulation for our kids. Like 100%. Social media is just the wild west right now. Right. Anybody could get access to anything at any time, at any age, and we have to start regulating things. Like, I remember I couldn't, watch that Nelly video in the daytime. You know what I'm saying? You had to wait. You had to wait to watch that Nelly video, And a lot of things, even like movies and video games and all that, it has regulations on it. It has that little, what do you call it, in the corner?
E for everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
M for mature, T for teen.
Yes, and it can be hard to do it on social media because everyone has access to it. But I think trying to find a way at least to have some type of age verification or, correct some of the content that kids and teens are seeing is helpful. Now, so
I agree 100%, Juice. Me and my kids, me and my students, at the with the 8 block, which we drop a new episode this Saturday. That's what we actually focused on and talked about. We talked about social media. We talked about social media and talked about how it impacts the kids. How social media impacts the kids. If it impacts them in a good way, or if it impacts them in a bad way. And a lot of them went on to go say that, and again, these are the kids, these are the teens that, go on and use social media each and every day. Each and every one of these kids are underneath the age of 16. And they went on to go say that, truthfully, they feel like social media does introduce them to a lot of negative ideas and or introduces them to people like pedophiles early on in their age, or shows them, negative imagery that, has to stay with them forever. Like, again, like last week, we even talked about how it impacted them seeing that young 17-year-old kid being burned up in the high speed police car chase or whatever, and what that did to them in their psyche. So a lot of them went on to go say that they wish they never had to see content like that. So an age restriction on what they do see, what the kids can see on their social media, I believe can be beneficial. And honestly, I think it could be even beneficial for myself, because personally, I have never even seen the video of that kid burning up in the car because I don't want to see it. So with that being said, I think there should be some kind of limitations that I can even place on my own algorithm to say, look, I don't want to see negativity. I want to see X, Y, and Z. I want to see, business being talked about. I want to see, the arts being talked about. I want to see, things that motivate me and inspire me. I don't want to see all the negativity happening out there. I don't want to see some little kid dying in Gaza, although those may be some real scenarios happening. I just want to make certain that my mind can stay, pure. So I think that could be useful for TikTok.
All right. When we come back, we're gonna.
What did that person want to talk about anyway?
We're gonna get to him when we come back. We gonna hold on the line, Mark. We're gonna get to you about the iced tea real quick before we get into our conversation about homelessness, because we are hearing that Trump and his people have announced this crackdown on DC, as you know, and they are targeting homeless encampments right now, saying jail time is possible for those who are refusing shelter. So we're going to get into all of that and just figure out how you guys feel about homelessness and how we can come up with better solutions for people who are unhoused. But the number is 833-212-1017. Keep it locked. We are going to take your phone call, Mark, and then get into conversation when we come back from our 3-minute juice break. So keep it locked. More Jammin' with Juice on the way.
Don't touch that dial. You are Jammin' with Juice on 1017 The Truth app, 1017thetruth.com, and streaming live on YouTube. Like and subscribe to our 1017 The Truth YouTube channel.
Hey, Drew and Jonathan Scott here. Build a customized renter's policy with American Family Insurance so you can protect your tandem bike on the go. Thief! Oh, he is struggling with that two-seater. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Some exclusions may apply. Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies. 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Escape the city and relax at Lake Lawn Resort in beautiful Delavan, Wisconsin. Enjoy outdoor activities on Delavan Lake. Tee off at the lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course or unwind at the award-winning Calidora Spa. With both indoor and outdoor pools, there's fun for the whole family. Take a cruise on the Lake Lawn Queen. Explore stunning shores and historic landmarks and enjoy delicious food and drinks on board. Book your stay today at lakelawnresort.com, where everything is better at the lake.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Here is Dr. Ken Harris with his truth.
Juneteenth signifies the occasion in 1865 when the final enslaved blacks in Texas were notified of their liberation 2.5 years subsequent to the Emancipation Proclamation. The moment when 100% of victims of slavery finally recognized their liberation indicated the principles of the U.S. Constitution came to be universally applicable. This represents a success for Black Americans and a subsequent and significant point in American history, highlighting the nation's alleged dedication to liberty and justice for all. The recent verdict in the murder of Sade Robinson serves as a reminder of the enduring evils and oppression we still face. Despite independence, numerous blacks still encounter exploitation, and they are masquerading as freedom. Commemorating Juneteenth compels us all to acknowledge these realities and compel the nation's past and promote a truthful national narrative. Juneteenth, along with the murder conviction of the disgusting individual who killed Miss Robinson, serves not merely as a celebration, but also as a summons to action. Remember this history in your daily discussions and interactions. If Juneteenth caused the conflation of liberty and justice for Black America, I say one death represented by the murder of Miss Robinson is a denial of liberty and an injustice to all of Black America.
This has been Truth Takes on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Listen to The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris, weekdays from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Traffic is still moving along pretty smoothly, but we do have 43 north at Silver Spring Drive. The right shoulder is blocked due to a disabled vehicle, so be aware there. And then also just coming up on the map, starting to see some of the slowdowns going on 4145 southbound and northbound between downtown and County Road Q. So be aware of that. Give yourself a little bit of extra time and seeing the flooding on the roadway at 4145 north, about a mile beyond the ramp from County Line Road in Germantown. The right lane is still closed there. Your storm team forecast today: mostly sunny, high 80. Tonight, clear with a low of 62 degrees. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and a high down to 78. Friday, mostly sunny, high back up to 84. Saturday, mostly sunny, 86. And Sunday, a chance of storms and a high of 85 degrees. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Steph Graham on 1017 The Truth.
This is Jammin' with Juice on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, 1017thetruth.com, and streaming live on YouTube. Shout out to the Juicy Jammers riding the wave.
Welcome back to Jammin' with Juice, everyone. And good morning, Milwaukee. Make sure you're on our YouTube 1017 The Truth so you can watch us do this show live. Get the full experience of Jammin' with Juice. Before we get into our homelessness, unhoused people's conversation, we real quick just want to run to Mark because Mark wants to talk about iced tea real quick. So what's poppin'? Mark, are you affected by the iced tea crisis that could potentially happen, Juicy Jammer?
Ben, yes, we are affected by the crisis. The rabbit hole is deep, Ben. The cans in the city, the Arizona cans, never had it.
Talk to me.
The Arizona cans don't have no price on them. You rarely run into cans that's 99 cents. So this has been like this for 2 years in the black community. They've been stroking for $1.50 a can, solid. So check the receipts. Go in the stores, Ben, it's there. So you need to print that out, and we need to charge these people up because they've been overcharging our community. So it's pretty deep, Ben. It's pretty deep.
I have seen some videos like that. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I might have to, because honestly, okay. So one thing that I've peeped out many of times, like you said, is this Mark or Martin?
Martin.
What up, Martin? Yeah, that's what I figured. So I'm not gonna lie. A lot of times, if you go to those the Indian stores, the Arab stores or whatever, and you go grab a can that we know is supposed to be 99 cents, they end up hijacking them prices, and they'll put like a sticker over where it's supposed to say 99 cents for their own profit. That's what ends up happening a lot of the times. Go ahead.
They'll try to stand on you. They'll try to stand on you with a 99-cent can and tell you it's 150. How can you do that? That's against the law.
Yeah,
right. You know what I'm saying?
It's true. Like I know for a fact, people go in and buy blunt wraps and things like that, and the blunt wrap is supposed to be a lower price. However, they price gouge and throw on their own stickers. I think it's something. The rabbit hole does go deep with that. You know what, Mark? I'll actually do a rabbit hole on the price gouging that happens in the hood for real because it's a real thing. It's a real thing, bro.
I wish you would, but you know what the crazy part about it is? Before I let y'all go, the mayor now has no regulations on what a gas station can charge you. So they can charge you whatever. In the suburbs, they have regulations. That's why their prices is very close to each other and very affordable. Here in the city, it's inflated because the city has no price cap on what they can charge you. It can charge you $100 for a blunt if you pay for it. I'm out black.
All right, thank you so much, Martin.
Okay, Martin, I would go on to say that what you just said right there was not true, but I would also go to say that I am going to do a rabbit hole on price gouging because it is a rabbit hole that is good to talk about, especially when we talk about being in impoverished neighborhoods. Thank you so much, Martin, for calling in, and God bless you.
Yes. All right, you guys. Now let's get into what's going on in D.C. because clearly Trump is trying to just have a place for just him to call home and nobody else. And I need to figure out what's really happening here. So apparently, you guys, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt announced that the Metropolitan Police Department and U.S. Park Police will start enforcing laws already on the books to clear homeless encampments as part of President Donald Trump's new push to clean up Washington, D.C. During a press conference, Leavitt explained that homeless individuals will be told to pack up and will have three choices: either move to a shelter, accept addiction or mental health services, or face fines and even jail time if they refuse. When asked about Trump's recent post saying people would be moved far away from the city, Leavitt confirmed it's still an option. Quote, "We're exploring how we could do that." Now, if you recall, over the weekend, Trump told unhoused people to move out immediately and promised places to stay far away from D.C. However, on Monday, he took things a step further, announcing he's federalizing the Metropolitan Police Department, deploying the National Guard, and removing encampments from all parks to rescue the city from crime, bloodshed, bedlam, and squalor. Advocates note that D.C.'s Homeless Services Reform Act guarantees unhoused residents rights to shelter services and due process protections, raising concerns the crackdown could bypass those safeguards. So that's what the brother's trying to do now at this point. You know, we talked about this, I think it was yesterday, how he wants to deploy the National Guard out there to D.C. Now he's saying, okay, when it comes to homeless people, y'all are going to have to either the three options. I'm going to read it again. The three options they gave them: move to a shelter, accept addiction or mental health services, or face fines and even jail time if they refuse to get any type of help. He's trying to get them out of there, y'all. And I honestly think that this is just the beginning. This is just the start. You know, he's pushing his boundaries and his limits to people who he feel like don't have rights right now, because he probably looks at homeless people as they are nothing, as they are nobody, as they don't have feelings that matter. And then eventually, I think it could roll out to other areas, to other people, to other groups. But I want to know how y'all feel about that. Like, do you think homeless people should have to go to jail or even get fined or be put away in that way? And if they refuse, they're just like gonna get in trouble, I guess. I don't even know how you would implement something like that, but to me it sounds crazy. But I want to know what y'all think, because somebody out there probably, you know, agrees with it or thinks that it's cool. 833-212-1017.
Yeah, you know, if y'all know anything about your boy being Jammin, I was once homeless. All right, so ultimately, I'm not for none of this, but I'll get into it on our next segment.
All right, cool. 833-212-1017. Homeless people should, or I'm going to say unhoused people, should they be jailed or fined for refusing to get any type of help, to refusing to move to shelters, refusing to get mental health services? 833-212-1017. Keep it locked. More Jammin' with Juice on the way.
Don't touch that dial. You are Jammin' with Juice on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, 1017thetruth.com, and streaming live on YouTube. Like and subscribe to our 1017 The Truth YouTube channel.
This is 1017 The Truth's Kyle Wallace, and the time is now, Milwaukee. Truth to Power is your platform, and on my show, our community always has a voice. There is no topic that is off limits, and I always give you my authentic opinions on how I feel, because keeping it real is the only way I know how to get down. Listen to Truth to Power with me, Kyle Wallace, every day from noon to 1 p.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on YouTube at 1017 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk.
The Wisconsin Doulas of Color Collective and Planned Parenthood of Wisconsin are working together to care for you and your whole family before, during, and after pregnancy and through all stages of life. Did you know Black women and birthing people in Wisconsin are 2.5 times more likely to die from pregnancy-related causes? Black lives matter. That's why this partnership matters. Visit widocc.org and ppwi.org/healthy families to make an appointment today.
It's 1017 The Truth. Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. It all started with a new invention in 1925, the roll screen. The ability to roll a window screen up and down like a shade. Pella invested in this breakthrough when the business was born in Pella, Iowa, and has introduced the world to innovation, game-changing decisions ever since. They've been at it for a century. When you want long-lasting comfort and reliability, it's easy to trust Pella. Every piece is specifically constructed for you and your home, and always designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance. The Pella team takes pride in constructing quality windows and doors with meticulous attention to every detail. Investing in new Pella windows and doors creates long-term energy savings and durability that lasts for years. There's no reason to wait, because if you order by August 31st, get 0% interest for up to 60 months. Certain restrictions apply. Yes, that's up to 5 years with no interest payments, so don't miss out. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. One call, that's all.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is Jammin' with Juice on 1017 The Truth app, 1017thetruth.com, and streaming live on YouTube. Shout out to the Juicy Jammers riding the wave.
August is Black Business Month, and the award-winning 1017 The Truth is teaming up with Associated Bank to celebrate the excellence of Black-owned businesses in our community. Together, we are committed to uplifting local organizations and supporting Black businesses. And this is why me, your girl Noni Juice, will be hosting a Black Business Spotlight show on Tuesday, August 26th from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. I will spotlight 3 locally owned Black businesses and tell their story of success. Hopefully, it gives y'all some inspiration. Whatever your financial needs are, Associated Bank can help. Member FDIC. Now, welcome back, everyone. It's Jammin with Juice, baby. And we are talking about the unhoused communities right now because Mr. Trump and his administration has said, listen, we're trying to get the homeless people up out of here, and we're going to give y'all some options. Either get some shelter, get some mental health services, or you're going to be jailed or even fined if you refuse to do so. Do y'all think that that's right? 833-212-1017.
Yeah, that's one of them things where, I feel like Donald Trump and the people, all of his cronies are too high up to understand what's really going on the street. Ultimately to send them into jail sounds like, on paper, a good way to go about housing them, right? Like a lot of people are like, well, if you're homeless, you could just go to jail. You'll have a home forever. I've even heard people be like, you know what, if I went homeless, I'd actually just go to jail. However, given the current status and state that we're, political state that we're currently in, I am certain that Donald Trump's jail ain't gonna be the jail that you just go into. Oh, we're just going to county jail, and that's where the homeless will go. And they'll have to sit the rest of their days out there. No, and then on top of that, even if you do send them into jail, what opportunities do they really get to expand their life and actually turn out to be successful in there? They'll be inside of jail where there's a lot of more lower life type of people who will only exacerbate the current state of mind, whether it's a mental health issue they got going on or whether it's drug abuse, and they'll eventually be looked at as the lower level tier people inside of jail. So I don't think that the homeless people should just automatically go to jail because you feel like that's a good place to have them housed at. I think it's very unfortunate that Donald Trump and his cronies actually feel this way, and I ultimately think that this comes from a pompous point of view, because this is somebody who's just saying that, you know what? Homeless people don't have anywhere to go. Let's sweep them up off the streets because I don't want to look at them. There's a lot of people who even feel that way when they see a homeless person. As soon as they see a homeless person, they're like, ew, this is a person's homeless. Roll up the windows and all these types of things and then drive past them and not see them as a human being. And I think that's where Donald Trump is actually truly coming from. And that's my thing too, because it's just like, you know what? Donald Trump is feeling this way. And what happens when he drove through Milwaukee and saw the RNC, and the RNC ended up happening. And when the RNC ended up happening, we had those Ohio police officers coming here and kill somebody who was homeless. So what's going to actually happen to those homeless people? It tells me ultimately that the Republican Party don't give a damn about the homeless people, whether they stay alive or if they're dead. But call in Truth Nation at 833-212-1017. What do you think is a good solution for the homeless people? Do you agree with what Donald Trump is saying for the homeless folks? Should all the homeless people just go into jail and crowd the jail cells, which, the Milwaukee County jail is already crowded as is? Should that be what they do with it, with them? Call in or text in at 833-212-1017.
Yeah, I don't think that jailing them or fining them are effective ways to help them in any kind of way. Obviously, if they're homeless, something had to have happened where they ended up on those streets. And you have to remember that they are still human, they are still people, and they should be respected. It's like he has no respect for them, and I just think that that's so unfair, and it's just not cool, right? Like, humanity is lost at this point if people are agreeing with this. But 833-212-1017, how can we actually help the unhoused? How can we be of a resource and a benefit to them? Because to me, jailing and fining them is not the way to do it. But if you have any type of solutions, how would you like what were you like the unhoused to go here in Milwaukee? We got the tents up under the bridges that they be trying to get rid of. Do you think that they need to go to jail? 833-212-1017. Hour 2 of Jammin with Juice is coming up, so keep it locked.
Milwaukee, it's time to turn the TV off and turn your speakers up so you can hear what the future leaders of the world have to say. Truth Nation, I'm proud to present the 8 Block, powered by City on the Hill and 1017 The Truth, hosted by me, your boy, Ben Jammin. Every other Saturday at 9 a.m., 8 Milwaukee teens will share stories and laughs that will speak truth to what matters most in their lives.
I'm here to discover different levels about myself.
I'm really here to get my name out there and have a different perspective on life.
So tap in every other Saturday at 9 a.m. Truth Nation, welcome to the 8 Block.
Hi, my name is Noor, and I am proud to be a Riverside University High School Tiger. As a rising sophomore, I am excited to get involved in many opportunities. RUHS offers like advanced placement classes, sports, and student council. But what I love about Riverside most is that Riverside University High School makes everyone feel welcome and provides students with lots of opportunities. On Saturday, August 23rd, from 11 o'clock to 3 o'clock, join us at Riverside for the Truth Family Fest. We will have entertainment, food trucks, and vendors. See you there.
Talk to these people in terms of how do I register for this program despite my reservations and my previous experiences of rejection?
Yes, I tell anybody and everybody that you can buy a house. It may take somebody longer than the other person depending on what your circumstances is with your credit and income and affordability, but you can purchase a house. The first step would be is to register for our program. You can come to our office, 7830 West Burleigh Street, or you can give us a call at 414-461-6330, or just go onto our website, hri-wi.org. Register for the first-time home buyer education workshop. That's going to be your first step to home ownership. During that class, you're going to learn everything that you need to know from A to Z, how to get approved for a house, how to look for a house and put an accepted offer, and how to close on a home.
Truth Nation, let us talk our ish for a moment. There is no other station in the country where you get a front row seat to hear from some of the biggest names in politics, pop culture, and sports. People like Grammy Award winner John Legend.
Knowing that fight isn't over, knowing that we've got to stay motivated and stay inspired. Glory was a song that myself and Common wrote. Two brothers from the Midwest, from Chicago and from Springfield, Ohio.
Oscar Award winning actor Don Cheadle.
I know that we're the bright, shiny thing that sometimes gets the attention, but I would say don't listen to celebrities. You don't have to listen to us. Listen to yourself.
And President Donald Trump's son, Don Jr.
When did we have a strong economy? And I don't think anyone with a straight face can say right now. And the reality, when you look at it, it's not even voting for my father. Look at the team that's now surrounding him.
Tap into the award-winning and nationally recognized 1017 The Truth by downloading the Truth app and streaming us live at 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Milwaukee Black Talk. Breaking news, weather, entertainment, and sports. We have it all here. This is 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is Jammin' with Juice on 1017 The Truth app, 1017thetruth.com, and streaming live on YouTube. Shout out to the Juicy Jammers riding the wave.
Welcome to hour 2 of Jammin' with Juice, everyone, and good morning, Milwaukee. What's poppin' with y'all? All right, make sure you are on our YouTube at 101.7 The Truth so you can watch us do this show live, get the full experience of Jammin' with Juice, and be a part of our community, okay? Interact with us in the chat, you little juicy jammers. All right, as we are having this conversation right now about where can the unhoused go, there are a lot of homeless people in the world, in the country. I'll even just say here in Milwaukee, and we don't even have the worst of it. Other places like LA and in Texas and all that, they got some of the most homeless.
Skid Row is scary. I'm not gonna lie. I drove up Skid Row. Very scary.
It is very scary. Spooky. And with the times that we're in right now with the economy, we're probably going to see a lot more people who can't afford basic needs, basic housing, basic things to keep, them under a roof. And so with Donald Trump and his administration now pretty much trying to get rid of all the homeless people in DC, saying they need to move far, far away, and that if they're refusing shelter and if they're refusing like mental health services, they could be jailed or fined. I think that's extremely unfair, and it's very inhumane to say that they should just go to jail because they have nowhere to go. Right. That's not helping. That's not offering any type of solutions for these people. And it really is showing that you don't understand them. You don't connect with them in any type of way. And you don't even think that they're human, and you have no respect, right? I don't think that that's fair. But what I do think should be happening is like, what about some community villages, you guys? I have heard of some really dope community villages out there in Texas that I'm going to get into in a little bit, but we want to hear from y'all. 833-212-1017. You know, what can we do with people who are unhoused, you know? Because there are reasons why people don't want to go to shelters. And there are reasons why people might not want to get help, that they just don't have the power or the strength in them that they think that they don't have at that moment. It's very hard to make a decision to want to turn your life around, especially when you're in an environment where no one else around you is there to kind of like inspire you or to help you out or get you on your good foot, you know? Once you've been down for so long, sometimes you feel like that's all that you have is to be down. And so I don't think we should be punishing people for the mindsets that they are currently in, especially if they are having mental health issues and things like that. But let me know some, you guys. 833-212-1017. But Jammin, you actually were homeless before?
Yes.
On purpose, correct?
One of the times was on purpose. The other time was when I was a kid, and we weren't necessarily living on the streets, but we was definitely sleeping house to house.
For how long?
It felt like almost about like a solid like year and a half.
Dang.
Yeah, man. I had a godmother. Her name was Cookie. We used to stay at her house. Sometimes we slept in our car, you know. A lot of times, you know, my mom could only do so much, but it's one of them things that for me, allowed me to realize how bad things can get for some people. Although, you know, when it comes down to you not having much, it's almost like, you know, if you don't have much to you know, supply your family with, only thing you have to eat is hope. You know, and hope and pray that, you know, one day things will get better. Hope and pray that one day that, you know, an opportunity will come around for you to actually live in a home. So for somebody out there who is homeless, who's, you know, living in Tent City right now, like, actually, you know what? Shout out to my boy, Black Shife. Because Black Shife was once homeless, and he actually slept in Tent City right here in Milwaukee, and he's turned his whole life around, you know, by having and maintaining faith and maintaining hope. You know, he's actually turned out to be one of the people who went down there at State Fairgrounds, and was actually making certain that the kids remained not having the physical fights and stuff like that. So, you know, if this proposed idea that Trump is doing to sweep up the homeless and then put them up in the jails, that would have robbed an opportunity of Black Shife to be able to help out the community. That means that State Fair might have been just a little bit more violent had he not been like, you know what, I'm going to take a stance and go out there and help my community. And that's all I'm saying. So if you're going to go and just sweep up the homeless and just say, hey, they're going to go into jail and they're useless, well, then President Trump, you have the wrong idea about your humans or your citizens of here in America, because the citizens of America want to see America cleaned up, whether they're homeless or not. They are still human beings that at the end of the day are trying to do the best that they can do. You know, so if you just throw them away, then you potentially rob them of their future and America's future, of becoming a better America, because he said he wanted to make America great again. And you can't do that if the civilians of America are not treated in the best way. But call in Truth Nation,
right.
833. Oh, go ahead. My bad, bro.
No, you're good. I was just gonna say, like, everybody falls on hard times.
Straight up, man.
Like, everybody falls on hard times, and you ain't gonna be saying that same thing if you one day fall on hard times. We still waiting to get you. Let me maybe stop. I don't know who's listening.
And you're gonna start pointing at no, and I also want to say this too. If y'all are for this right now, currently, just imagine next year when them tariffs really do hit your pocket, because there are people right now that are losing their jobs for real. Unemployment is higher than it was during the times of the pandemic.
Like 2 million people.
COVID. Yeah, there's like 2.5 million people right now who are unemployed currently right now that eventually are probably on the brink of homelessness right now. So next year the homeless rate could skyrocket. And you telling me if you're going to support what Donald Trump got going on, you're going to be in jail as well. All right, just sit in jail with nothing to do besides go and, you know, have some cheap labor be done, you know?
And there's just so many issues with this, because, like,
paid 10 cents an hour.
Something that I think of is, like, they just want to have more people in the jails because it makes them money, bro.
Very
and the
true,
fact that we make money off of people's downfall, to me, is just the craziest thing in the world, because it's not like that in other places.
There's other countries
like,
that
we are
that are
so
not like this.
Greedy, so money hungry. I can't can't take it. But 833-212-1017. You know, how can we help the unhoused population? Because I don't think that jailing them or even finding them. How you gonna find them? What address you sending to? Like, what's really going on here?
Well, see, Juice, I was talking to a few millionaire friends of mine, and they went on to go say that, you know, Ben, when it comes down to finding people who the elite know that they can't, you know, pay off the tickets or whatever. Basically, tickets are for poor people. Tickets and fines are for poor people, because tickets and fines eventually, especially when you can't pay it, eventually robs you of the freedoms of your citizenship, right? Like, you get a parking ticket. That parking ticket turns into you get a suspended license plate. Now you lose the ability to go out there and drive legally. You know, it's those types of things that start to get stripped from you when you can't pay fines and things like that. So fines and tickets are for poor people. They're not for the rich. The elite don't care about fines or tickets. That's why Steve Jobs drove around without a license plate.
833-212-1017. How do y'all feel about the unhoused communities and how we can better assist them and help them?
Yep.
Let's go to Shawnee. I believe it's Shawnee. I hope I'm saying that correct. Correct me if I'm wrong. Juicy Jammer, good morning.
What up? Good
morning. Good morning, everyone. My name is Shawnee. But I just want to make a few quick points. Thank you. I have an X and a goo. But anyway, this is when I say I want to make a few quick points. Number one, I think this is going to be a modern-day form of genocide, because when you think about it, if you're going to deploy military to get homeless people out with their mindset, there are going to be a lot of people that are going to be killed. Then number two, my thing is that this is widening the gap with the haves and the have-nots. So we're making a distinction. Okay, you either have or you don't. And number three, with their mindset, nobody wakes up one day and say, oh, I want to be homeless. So all the money that you're going to use bringing military in and doing all this, you can have communities and stuff, and you can form them so they can have somewhere to go, a safe place to go. Right. Because you can't force people that don't even have an understanding of what's going on and then say, okay, we're just going to shove you aside. That's not right, and it's not fair. And the biggest thing is, what are we talking about? We're talking about minorities again. So we're going to put them out there, we're going to let them go, and then we're going to just catch them like into a net. And prison is a big industry, and Trump's cronies have a lot of money in that. So, of course, okay, we're going to make money with the homeless, and it's not going to be a solution. So my thing is that you can't force anybody to get help. I understand that. But at the same time, if you know better, you do better. So let's form some key. All these monies you're going to bring in with the troops and all these monies you're going to use, putting them in prison, let's make some communities, communities where they can be in, where they don't have to worry about food, shelter, getting health care and stuff like that. But what they're doing now, they're just causing chaos. It's going to be more and more chaos, and it's going to not only impact us, it's going to impact the community as a whole. And he knows he's wrong. But right now, he's going to do what he wants to do, and that's how I feel about it.
No, that's real.
I agree. Thank you, Shawnee.
Yeah, thanks so much, Shawnee.
Thank you. Y'all have a wonderful morning, and I'm glad you're putting this out there.
Of course.
Okay, bye-bye.
We got to give you the truth. All right. Thank you so much, Shawnee, for calling in, and God bless you. I mean,
thank
Sorry, didn't mean to cut you, Shawnee.
Yeah, and that's all we're talking about, man. I could actually see this turning into some kind of genocide, but my overall thing is like, dog, I keep on telling y'all, like, these are plays out of the Project 2025. Like, they said that they wanted to do this in Project 2025, and y'all did not listen. Like, I don't understand how we have so much information out here today, and the powers that be, aka our president, our White House, our government, don't go and take a blueprint or a page out of some other countries, because other countries don't even aren't even using or this type of tactic against their homeless. Like over in Finland, they decided to go ahead and figure out a way for social housing programs when it came down to their homeless people. And actually, since like the early 2000s, they've been doing these types of things. And since they've reduced their homelessness by over 80%, we could do that here in America. We're supposed to be the greatest country in all of the world. Why can't we do that for the people that we say that we care about? Or even how Tupac famously said, what do we need to do with all these rooms in each and every one of these houses? Why do we got mansions that got like 50 rooms in each one of those mansions, and then you got people homeless out on the street? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that our priorities here in America are messed up. We're so in love with materialism that we don't even care about humanity anymore. You know what I'm saying? We're so concerned with being rich that we don't care about the poor anymore. And that's what we've been told time and time again. The rich are going to get richer, the poor are just going to get poorer. And I'm telling y'all, next year is going to be a lot more people who are much more poor, who can't even afford to stay in an apartment. So with that being said, Truth Nation, if you're going going to go along with this rhetoric, or you're going to go along with this strategic idea straight out of Project 2025, look at yourself in the mirror, because one day it just might be you. But call in Truth Station at 833-212-1017.
Let's real quick go to Jason. What's poppin', Juicy Jammin? Jason, and good morning.
Jason.
In order to help the homeless people, you have to look at them more than bums. There's levels to homelessness. You got your people who are working, trying to come up. You got your mental health. You got your drug addicts. You got your trauma victims, all right? So the people who reject the mental health might not be the help they need. And sometimes people establish these places for people to get on their feet, but people abuse it, and that rules it for everybody. So first you have to figure out who you're helping and how they need that help.
Okay, thank you so much, Israel, for calling in, and God bless you. I think he had a lot of merit right there. I think there was a lot of credibility to what he said right there. You know, it isn't just one issue when it comes down to homeless people. It's other issues when it comes down to homeless people. But you do need to figure out how to help them out at the level that they're at. You know. So, but call in Truth Nation at 833-212-1017. Let us know, are you riding out with this homeless idea that Donald Trump is proposing by putting homeless people in jail, or do you have other solutions to help out the homelessness here in America, in Milwaukee?
So when we come back, though, I want to go over this housing that I found for the unhoused in Texas, and I really love the idea. I hadn't heard of this before, but I really love the idea of what it is that they're doing. So I'm going to tell you more about that one when we come back. So make sure you guys keep it locked. We got more Jammin' with Juice on the way.
Don't touch that dial. You are Jammin' with Juice on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, 1017thetruth.com, and streaming live on YouTube. Like and subscribe to our 1017 The Truth YouTube channel.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on August 19th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes.
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Chicago Cubs.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness. Third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Delta Dental of Wisconsin. Tune in August 19th at 7:05 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Ride the wave to clean at Tsunami Express Car Wash, Milwaukee's fan favorite for a winning shine. Become a monthly member and enjoy unlimited washes for less than $1 per day. Plus, skip the wait in the fast lane and enjoy unbeatable amenities like free vacuums and tire air. Visit any of their convenient locations in Midtown Milwaukee, Waukesha, Greenfield, Oak Creek, and Mount Pleasant. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Learn more at tsunamiexpress.com.
Escape the city and relax at Lake Lawn Resort in beautiful Delavan, Wisconsin. Enjoy outdoor activities on Delavan Lake. Tee off at the Lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course, or unwind at the award-winning Calidora Spa. With both indoor and outdoor pools, there's fun for the whole family. Take a cruise on the Lake Lawn Queen. Explore stunning shores and historic landmarks, and enjoy delicious food and drinks on board. Book your stay today at lakelawnresort.com, where everything is better at the lake.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years from their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee. Their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design. Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
This is Jammin' with Juice on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, 1017thetruth.com, and streaming live on YouTube. Shout out to the Juicy Jammers riding the wave.
I know we're talking about the unhoused here in America, but you know what? I know that there are some people right now who could be looking for a home. And if you are looking for a home and you are ready to buy your first house, or you just want to simply refinance what you already have, at Associated Bank, they've got you covered, okay? With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Associated Bank might want to, team up with your girl Noni Juice on this idea that I just found and stumbled across on the internet, trying to help the unhoused communities. I think that this idea that I have just found, which is probably not a strange idea. I'm sure y'all could have heard about it before, but I want y'all to head to the YouTube right now, okay? 101.7 The Truth, because I have some pictures of this community that I have just found called Community First Village, okay? The Community First Village, it is out there in Austin, Texas, and it is a master planned neighborhood that provides affordable, permanent housing and a supportive community for men and women who are coming out of chronic homelessness. A development of mobile loaves and fishes, this transformative residential program exists to love and serve our neighbors who have been living on the streets, while also empowering the surrounding community into a lifestyle of service with the homeless. So pretty much, this area, this neighborhood that has been created, it housed more than 470 formerly homeless neighbors, and they are soon trying to expand that out to 500 to the people who have once struggled to survive on the streets of Austin, Texas. And so I was looking this up here, and pretty much they were saying the people who live here are residents and are typically individuals who have been unhoused for extended periods, often a year or more, with many averaging around 10 years on the street. Now, the community features and design actually makes this pretty cool. So the different housing types that they have in this community, they have a mix of tiny homes, RVs, and micro houses, many under 200 square feet, without kitchens or bathrooms, relying instead on shared communal facilities. So some of their shared amenities that they have in this neighborhood out there in Texas, they have a community cinema, amphitheater, organic farm, community kitchens, laundry rooms, a health clinic, a market, a community center, kind of like a living room, a chapel, a dog park, and outdoor gathering spaces. So it's purposeful design, all right, with the tiny homes including front porches to encourage neighborly connection, and the layout and architecture intentionally support dignity, choice, and belonging. Like I said, approximately 470 to 500 former residents now call the village home. And they have a high retention rate, around 88%, a striking contrast to traditional permanent housing programs, which report only about 36% of retention over 5 years, you guys. So the growth plan as well. The Michael and Susan Dell Foundation has pledged $36.6 million to help scale the model to nearly 2,000 homes across multiple locations, potentially housing nearly half of Austin's chronic homelessness population. So I love this idea. I love this model. It brings a sense of belonging. It's inspiring people to, get there, to be a part of a community, to have neighbors, and it gives you a place to kind of just get your life together, because nobody wants to be homeless forever. I mean, you do have some people who want to live in a mobile home and one of those RVs and just travel across the road and across the country and be nomads and all this other stuff. That's cool. But someone who's just out here unhoused and they don't have any money, they don't have anything, nobody wants to stay like that forever. I would assume nobody does. So this shared connection space, this shared area that they have here in Austin, Texas, I just love the idea of it, 100%. And it makes them feel like they are back into a community, like they're rehabilitated almost in a sense. So maybe that could be something that we get on top of in other areas. You got Trump over here saying the homeless people out there in DC, y'all need to just go immediately and go far, far away, and we'll go to a shelter or something like that. But I think it's just crazy that they don't have any type of solutions for them past go to a shelter and get some mental health services. Like, you need to have a plan for people. Maybe if you were to say something like, you know what, we are going to put some of our money behind creating this community, kind of like what is this called, a community first village out there in Texas, where we're going to house some of our unhoused people in the city so they can get back on their feet and things like that. You have to provide people resources and the right way to get them back into society. You know what I mean? And I just loved this idea that I just found when I just looked it up. I'm like, well, is there a place where, you know, unhoused people can go somewhere and kind of start a new life for themselves? So shout out to the people who started this. I'm sure there are more across the country, but this is just one that stood out to me, and I think it's helpful.
Nah, I agree with you, Juice. I think that is a helpful solution. Like, even when I was watching the video, them people out there are eating, all right? And they got a community around, which ultimately helps build their self-esteem. You know, they're all housed, and they got a community of people around them that understand what they've been through, whether it's a mental health issues, whether it is a drug issue, whatever it may be. They got a community around there that can support them and give them the tools that they need to live a full and thriving life. You know, if I was president, you know, when I run for president in 2052, those are the types of things that I'm going to implement as president to make certain that homelessness is null and void here in America anymore, because ultimately nobody needs to be homeless. Everybody should have a home in a country that claims to be the most richest and wealthiest country in the world, you know, and provides people with opportunities, you know. So ultimately, I think that, you know, them doing what they're doing in D.C. is first just a test case for what they plan to roll out nationwide. Because if it's successful out there in D.C. and they figure out exactly how to sweep up the homelessness and maybe jail them or whatever case may be, and they don't get too much public pushback, then they're going to implement it in places like Chicago. They're going to implement it in places like L.A. They're going to implement it like places like here, right in Milwaukee, you know, and they're going to force it upon us. Because again, I've said it before, this is all out of Project 2025. One of their ideas for all of this was social control. That's what they were on. They were like, oh, we're going to figure out a way to control society by advents of, you know, saying it's underneath the guise of public safety, although it may be within utter devastation to the next human being, you know, your neighbor. So it's just frustrating for me to see how this administration is rolling out, taking care of American citizens. But call in Truth Nation at 833-212-1017. Are you for or are you against how Donald Trump plans to, you know, deal with the homeless situation right here in America? Call in, text in.
Let's go to Al. What's poppin', Juicy Jammer? Alan, good morning.
Good morning. I am totally against it, but what I find to be so funny, why they won't take all them $12.3 billion that they send into Israel and put it over in America, since it's supposed to be America first. Y'all ain't saying nothing about these undocumented Europeans, but you raising all you hell about these so-called immigrants, and the immigrants that was never pushing the drugs and everything through our neighborhoods. And everybody know the people who buy the most drugs is the white wealthy rich.
That's true now.
So while y'all spending all this money in other countries like Israel, and they ain't even a fan of Americans, how about you bring that over here to the United States and make it a democracy? And where the hell is you damn Republicans at? You're sitting there with your lips all tight. Y'all part of the problem, but oh, I forgot. Y'all supposed to be Christians. And stop trying to bring that law back in there of raising 14-year-old girls. You nasty pedophile little heathens. Y'all ain't no good. But spend that money in the United States.
Right.
There you go. Take care of homes first.
Right.
Have a good one.
Yeah, thank you so much, Al, for calling in, and God bless you. Now, I agree with him, man. We got money for war, but can't feed the poor. Tupac said it best, you know.
Because they don't want to.
They really don't want to.
I guess that's what it just comes down to. They don't want to. They don't care. If it doesn't affect them, they don't care. That's how all of these policies even got here in the first place, because it's not about the people. It's never about the people. It hasn't been about the people for a long time. So
it's about dominance, man. That's what it comes down to. Like, we got money to give to Israel because we want to maintain global dominance. You know, we want to maintain global superiority, even if it is oppressing another people like the Palestinians. You know, so it's just crazy that this is where we're at. But again, you know, we should have been able to call this out years ago that this was happening. You know, and for it to come to a head as it is right now, we're seeing these types of things happen in real time. And like I said just yesterday, America's all for slavery. All right, we thought the prison system was supposed to be the prison system. That's another form of slavery. Now we also got alligator Alcatraz, which is another form of slavery. And I guarantee you, a lot of these people that they deem to be homeless, whether you're out there couch surfing like Mike Pence was, you know, they will one day end up in these labor camps as well. I guarantee you. I guarantee you.
You know, after this conversation, it makes me want to help homeless people even more. Like sometimes when I'm driving, I'm not going to lie to y'all, I'd be a little skeptical on giving them money.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I do, because they be real aggressive sometimes, bro.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie
They be
to
running
you.
up to your window, and they be knocking at you and yelling at you and standing in the way. I'd be like, oh, I'm nervous. Like, I don't want to roll my window down and, like, hand you something, but it make me want to now at this point because they are, you know, in need. But I will say, I'm more willing to give it to one group over another. But I have heard too, and this could be just a rumor, but they said that some of these homeless, not all, but some of these homeless people really be racking up a lot of money, and they not even really homeless for real. They just act homeless so they don't got to work. That's not everybody though.
Honestly, Juice, you're right about that. I remember there was this famous dude who act homeless. He acted as if he had some kind of like mental disorder. He was like, over 10 years, and I need help. And he would roll around in a wheelchair and all these things, and he would collect a lot of money. He said he was making over like $100,000 acting as if he was homeless, you know, year after year. And that's another reason why, you know, personally, me, when I see a particular group of people acting as if they're homeless, I don't even give them money. There used to be this white dude down in actually he's still around, but it's this white dude down in Racine. He'll stand there like in front of like Walgreens to act like he's homeless and stuff, but his clothes not dirty. He don't got no smell.
Okay, you can't just say that, man.
Well, there's some certain things that I'm looking for to see if you're really homeless or not. You know,
but what if they got clean? What if somebody just cleaned them up for him? You gonna be like, no, you just got cleaned up. Hit me up in 2 weeks when you dirty again.
Nah, bro. Nah, bro. Like it's certain things that I'm looking for to make certain this person is truly homeless before I give my money up. All right, I worked hard for this
bro,
money.
You can't judge someone that way to say like, oh, you don't deserve this money because you look clean. Like, that's crazy.
It may sound crazy, but it's so true. It's the same thing with like a police informant, somebody who's actually an undercover cop. A lot of times they'll act as if, oh, I'm trying to buy some drugs, bro. Woo, woo. But now you look at their shoes clean. You know what I'm saying? They don't even look like they've been through any kind of stress. It's the same thing. So I'll definitely be judging these folks before I decide to affiliate with them or mess with them.
Trey Day said, Dog said he didn't fit the homeless qualifications.
100%.
What?
100%.
833-212-1017. We're gonna wrap up the conversation with Sharon. What's poppin', Juicy Jammer? Good morning.
Good morning, and this is Smiley. This is not Sharon. So good morning, everyone. Let me say this. First of all, Smiley. This is Smiley. I want y'all to smile because at the end of the day, God is good.
Smiley. What up, Smiley?
Yes, period. Clock it. Let's get it together. Let me say this real quick.
Need to get the wax out their ears when they answer these phone calls. Sorry, Smiley.
So let me say this because the type of work I do, let me make this clear. Stop being judgmental because however, the people that you see that's homeless or have new shoes and new clothes, they give those things to them through the shelter. If you see them with suitcases, those are people with shelters. People are homeless. There are women, mothers, daughters, fathers with families that's homeless. Pay attention to the storage. What's going on? They're making it already essential of what they're supposed to do, what they're trying to do. However, stop being judgmental because these people are mentally health. And what Trump is doing, God said, don't play with his children. We as a community, we have to survive, and we must take care of our children. No, it is not right. And watch how the temple of what Trump is doing for the Trump, because at the end of the day, God said, I'm only allowing someone to do something to open up the eyes of the beast. We are the beast to be opened up to see. If we don't do right, these homeless people is an example, like you said, but stop being so judgmental. These people who have suitcases and have on new shoes, new clothes, are being taken care of. People like us who give to the shelter, and they give to the people when they come to the shelter, okay? But other than that, please stop being judgmental. show the love, and peace.
Is there, wait, Smiley, real quick.
Yes.
I have a quick question. I know you say you help in this line of work. What is the best way or the best solution that people can help someone who they see unhoused on the street? Like, is it hygiene products? I know sometimes people put together like care packages.
So what I do, I actually put a bag together, 2 brush towels, a little small deodorant accessories, and give it to them. However, make a little food basket, something essential to give to them, because it's all like, you just don't know. They are so grateful just giving those things to them. And sometimes I might have a $5 bill and I give it to them, or go buy them something to eat, because that's all they want. We don't want to be like that young man who was at that gas station I met and the father left to die. I met that baby. I bought him some chips, and he was homeless. So let me tell you, it started within the home, but if the home is all destroyed, we still cannot be judgmental, because God is the only one to judge. So feed them. If you don't want to give them $1, a quarter, a penny, at least go buy them something to drink. And they don't want to take water from you, because that's something they are skeptical about. But if it's a tent of, like, if you got some set up for them, and they will come and eat. They will take whatever you give if it's something still safe for them. That guy that played a guitar downtown, don't offer him nothing to drink, because he won't take it. Don't offer him no cup, but just offer him kindness. And he don't want your money, because he's not going to take it, because I've tried it. So what he do, if you put it in a bag and put it on the side, he will take it on the side. But that's just all what they do. They do want something to eat. They got tents. Tent City is over there off of the leak between the buildings. They're living in there, and you can go and take like little food baskets and stuff like that for them. Set up towels. They go into some places and they allow them to wash their face and come out, long as there's not being they harassing people.
Right.
So so those are the things we do. I do personally if I'm out.
I really do got a question for you though, because I think your heart is in the right place. I think you're a good person. I think you're like most Americans. You truly do want to help out people who have been in some tumultuous situations. But what do you do and how do you go about saying man, this person isn't homeless. They don't meet the qualifications for me to help them out, because I'm certain you ran across it at least once or twice in your lifetime.
Yes, I have. And you know what I do? I ask a question. I engaged to see what their mindset is about. And if God tell me to give it, I'm going to give it.
Okay,
if God tell me not to sit back, I'm like, hey, I don't give our food, but let me tell you what you can do. That's in a sign that says McDonald's, ... This is how you can go. I give out any information. Let me tell you, the job I do, somebody was so excited that I actually told them, and they came back and they said, you know what, I got something to show you. They pulled out their bag, was their uniform, and they said, if it wasn't for you giving me that extra push, I would have drowned. So I want to say thank you. So we have to encourage others, because we don't know what they're actually going through. And if the doors is not open or have, to push these people, they down. So we have to find a shelter. So that I'm gonna let y'all go. What's her name that used to feed the homeless, and her building is about to collapse. It's too many people in the city of Milwaukee, construction workers, and have owned their business, black, white, Hispanic. Do you know we can actually take that building and clean it up and go back into feeding the people, and also help with the shelter, because it's right there on what is that? Center, right across the street from the post office. You know what I'm talking about? Okay. She used to feed the homeless, and that building there, she fed people out of for years. Let me tell you, it's about to collapse. If we actually take our money together as a whole, because it only takes a little bit to make a lot for others, I guarantee you how successful we can be. We don't need somebody to say, oh, but this is how we feed the community and help the community by doing those things to help.
You're right,
so,
yes. Well, thank you for calling in, seriously, because I'm
and
go ahead.
Don't stop doing. Just don't keep on doing what y'all doing.
Thank you so much, Smiley, and God bless you.
Thank you,
Be
Smiley.
safe out there, man. Now she had a lot of good words of wisdom, wise words of wisdom.
Yeah, when she kept saying you got to feed the homeless, I 100% agree with that. But it just made me think of that one time, Benjamin. We was outside of 3rd Street Market Hall, and we tried to give Buddy our food, and he said no. He looked at it and he tried to give it back. Bro.
He was like, "No, you can have it." And I was like, "Nah, bro, I gave it to you." And then he grabbed it and he just just threw it away.
Right.
So, like, how homeless was he really? That's why I'm saying you really got to test the homeless out sometimes, man. Like, how homeless are you? You know?
How homeless? Should that be a game show, bro?
How homeless
out
are
on
you?
the street?
You
But
know?
anyway,
But God bless
good
him,
conversation.
Man. Great conversation. Gary got, I mean, I got so much more to say about it, but, you know, maybe I should refrain for what I'm going to say. Because if I go and I talk about it, like, seriously, I might be judged, you know.
Would you rather give the take or would you rather do the rabbit hole?
Okay, I just want to give the take really quick,
bro.
Because when it comes down to me, you know, again, because I do help out the homeless, I really do. If I see a homeless person, I go and I give a few of my.
You
dollars
look them up and down first.
I definitely do. I definitely
Size
do,
them
man.
up.
I look to see if they got a fresh cut and kind of what Smiley said. I make certain that their mental is like, you know what, I can't help this person out. The only type of people I really don't help out though, for real, and maybe it's because what Paul Mooney said, because I know he said something like this. Paul Mooney went on to go say that, you know, I don't help out white homeless people because he just looks at it as a waste of white skin. He's like, oh man, you've had it better in life than I have.
White privilege.
Yeah, like how are you not using your white privilege to better yourself in life? You know?
Because they're white, if you're poor, no one cares about you.
Man, that's what they say.
Like, it's really class is the issue.
Racism, classism, brother and sister. But whatever, Truth Nation. Now it is time to go down the rabbit hole. Somebody's gonna think I'm racist. Whatever, I love everybody. So, with that being said, Truth Nation, if you don't know what a rabbit hole is, it is a piece of information you find on the internet or experience in real life that takes you from one piece of information you find to another, up until your curiosity is satisfied. So today, Truth Nation and all the juicy jammers out there, we could talk about how in late 2025, you will be able to buy eye drops that restore near vision. You know, the near sight vision that you need to see things near to you. You will be able to restore that vision with no glasses needed, all right? The FDA has approved Viz, V-I-Z-Z, a once daily eye drop from Allenz Therapeutics that can give adults with presbyopia up to 10 hours of clear near vision without affecting distance vision or causing strong side effects. Releasing by late 2025, it works by narrowing the pupil to sharpen focus and could help over 100 million Americans by the end of this year, all right? We could talk about that, but Truth Nation, I actually want to talk about a question I have. And that question is, would the world be a better or worse place if hip-hop never existed? And I'm bringing this up, Truth Nation, because this week is actually hip-hop's birthday. All right, the music that we've all grown to love. You know, some people hated it, but now love it. You see in commercials, you see in advertisements, McDonald's, Popeyes, they can't sell anything without hip-hop today. But it wasn't always like that. All right, I remember when people hated hip-hop and called it gangster rap and said it was the devil's music. But with that being said, Truth Nation, my question on my rabbit hole question is, would the world be better or worse if hip-hop never existed? And I want to know. So we're finna go down the rabbit hole. So Truth Nation, stand back and stand by for the next 3 minutes to take a juice break. Because when we come back, we finna take a trip down the rabbit hole. What if hip-hop never existed? Would Drake still be a good
Don't touch that dial. You are jamming with Juice on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, 1017thetruth.com, and streaming live on YouTube. Like and subscribe to our 1017 The Truth YouTube channel.
Need health care but don't have insurance? City on the Hills Health Clinic offers free medical care, mental health counseling, and dental hygiene services for uninsured and underinsured Milwaukee residents. They're on a mission to end generational poverty in all its forms, and you can be a beneficiary of it. If you've got a heart for Milwaukee and qualify as a Milwaukee resident, take advantage of City on the Hills Health Clinic today. Just visit cityonthehillmke.org. That's cityonthehillmke.org. City on the Hill, hope, healing, and health for our city. Visit City on the Hill today.
This is your Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin Community Impact Moment on 1017 The Truth.
I want you to really stress the importance of having an ethnically diverse blood supply. But I guess, what do you say to people that, for whatever reason, are apprehensive about giving blood?
It's not by accident that we are building this fixed donation site right in the heart of this Halyard Park, Harambe neighborhood. And to your point, our black and brown donors, it probably represents the smallest demographic in our donor base. That's attributed to multiple reasons. For those of us that understand the history, there is a lot of underlying mistrust of the healthcare system. And quite frankly, there's already challenges with how busy people are, how accessible they are to even know where to go to donate blood. And let's face it, a lot of folks are scared of needles, right? But when they get through all of that, the importance, I think, is a heavier burden on our Black and brown communities, because there are a lot of different blood diseases that require what I'll call more of a match in blood that only comes from people of similar ethnicities. Something that's specific to our Black donors and patients is something that I think your listeners are very familiar with: sickle cell disease. The only therapy that get them through their day-to-day life is blood transfusions. And it's not just a what I'll call average or normal blood type or blood transfusion. It's actually a specific blood with a specific type called RO blood. And this RO blood typically only comes from people of African descent and Hispanic descent. And so that's why it's so important that our donor base is diverse, so that it helps our ethnically diverse patient population.
To make an impact by donating blood in your community, visit versity.org today.
It's going to be a slower ride for some of you this morning. We've got 94 eastbound, the zoo to downtown will take you a couple extra minutes. Same with 41 northbound, the zoo to Highway Q will be a few extra minutes. Also adding to that is that water on the roadway still in Germantown at 4145 north at the county line. 43 southbound, Brown Deer Road to downtown is going to be a few extra minutes to your trip, as well as 894 westbound, Mitchell Interchange to the Hale. Your weather today, mostly sunny, a high of 80. Tonight clear, low 62. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and a high of 78. Friday, mostly sunny, 84. Saturday, still mostly sunny and a high of 86. Sunday, could see some storms and a high of 85. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Steph Graham on 1017 The Truth.
This is Jammin' with Juice on 1017 The Truth app, 1017thetruth.com, and streaming live on YouTube. Shout out to the Juicy Jammers riding the wave.
Tune into the award-winning 1017 The Truth's Black Business Give Back Spotlight this Friday at 3:57 p.m. between the Toy Lowe Show and Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris. We will be joined by Felicia, owner of Gimme Cake, and we will discuss what inspired her to start a Southern-style cake made from scratch business and why she offers commercial kitchen space for other business owners to use. So again, tune into the Black Business Give Back Spotlight with Gimme Cake this Friday at 3:57 p.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Now, welcome back. We're about to go down Benjamin's rabbit hole.
Okay, so first off, Truth Nation, if you don't know what a rabbit hole is, it is a piece of information you find on the internet or experienced in real life that takes you from one piece of information you find to another, up until your curiosity is satisfied. So today, Truth Nation, for August 13th, 2025, my rabbit hole: would the world be better or worse if hip-hop never existed? This rabbit hole actually began because if you don't know, you should know that hip-hop was born this week, August 11th, 1973, 52 years ago, at a party in the Bronx, hosted by legendary DJ Kool Herc. He had two turntables, some vinyl records, and began to scratch the records, and hip-hop would be born, spawning the four elements of hip-hop: DJing, breakdancing, MCing, and graffiti art. Fast forward back to the future in present day, Milwaukee will be celebrating Hip-Hop Week all week long next week, and is the only city in the world to have a week-long celebration for hip-hop. Pusha T and Mouse will be here on Sunday to perform at the rave. Benny the Butcher will be here celebrating as well, and we will also have legendary producer Ninth Wonder here for our beat battle, judging the beat battle all next week, and so much more to celebrate what hip-hop really means for the culture. We're doing that right here in Milwaukee, which made me proud to live through most of hip-hop's life and come into this time period and be like, damn, hip-hop really did make it this far. But it also made me question, would the world be better or worse if hip-hop never existed? So I had to go down my rabbit hole. So on one end, I understand that hip-hop as we know it today isn't what the genre originally was intended to be. In the beginning, it felt like a way you could identify with cultural expression that reflected how people who were being oppressed truly felt. It felt like someone was truly telling your story and saying things about how you felt about your community, painting pictures that we didn't know how to articulate. One of the first rap songs that I ever heard, which glued me to hip-hop forever, was a song called The Message by Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. In the hook, they said, "Don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. Ha 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 ha." It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. And as a kid, this song's messaging resonated with me so much. And I didn't even live life yet. But as a man, I have to thank those brothers who put their pen to the pad, because I understand and resonate with those words so much better now. Because the world is a crazy place to live in, and you're always being tested to some degree. So I do wonder how I stayed alive and successful for so long without being taken under by the stress of the world that we live in. But for me, putting someone's whole life in a rhyme is what makes hip-hop so great and the world better. Not to mention the countless lives hip-hop has gone on to impact and change in a positive way. Hip-hop has also put so much money in people's pockets that without the genre would have never been able to escape out of impoverished neighborhoods unless they were slanging crack rock or had a wicked jump shot. All right, from hairstylists to fashion to even 101.7 The Truth being here right now, none of it would exist if a few people never decided to sit in a circle, start rapping, and having a cipher. However, on the flip side, I remember a time where hip-hop was considered gangster rap, and media and politicians used to tell us how negative hip-hop was for the human psyche. All right, and then in my lifetime, I would see how hip-hop would be used as a destructive force to destroy us from the inside out, from using artists like a 21 Savage or Meek Mill to push negative messaging, to program their listening audience by the ways of suggestive marketing, to spin the block on their rivals and to take people's lives, to using rappers like YNW Melly and having them create a song called Murder on My Mind. All of these types of songs typically glorify killing and make it sensational for the listener to listen to and possibly act out on demonic acts. Hell, hip-hop is one of the main reasons kids today talk about being on demon time. All of this because a particular group hijacked the hip-hop genre and forced artists to talk about a certain negative subject matter to program the listeners to live it out day in and day out and think that that's the way that their life is supposed to be, instead of being what it was intended for, like social movements and awareness, all right, of what's going on in your neighborhoods across the country, cultural expression and identity, which hip-hop gave a voice to communities, especially to Black and Latino communities whose stories were largely ignored by mainstream media. And without it, many of the narratives might have been silenced or erased. Just like I told y'all before when we talk about homeless people, there are actually homeless rappers here in Milwaukee right now who are blowing up on social media. But you know what? Instead of it being used in a positive way, now today hip-hop is mostly used to reinforce negative stereotypes that make the user believe what they are hearing is real life and truly hypnotizes the users into using drugs and committing crimes. But anyway, that was the end of my rabbit hole, Truth Nation. Call in, text in at 833-212-1017. Would the world be a better or worse if hip-hop never existed? Me personally, I think if hip-hop never existed, the world would be a much worse place than it currently is. All right, sure, the negativity in the genre exists, but it was corrupted by big corporations. But at the heart of what hip-hop is, it still allows people to express what they're going through and to be heard. Whether you're Black, white, Hispanic, gay, or trans, it doesn't matter. Hip-hop holds up a mirror to America and shows us what's really going on behind the mainstream narratives media paints America to be. So, would the world be a better or worse place if hip-hop never existed? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe we'll never guess. Maybe we will never know. But I guess it's almost like Kanye or Mario West said at the 47th Grammy Awards. Everyone wanted to see what it would have been like if hip-hop didn't win, if hip-hop didn't exist. If hip-hop would have stayed... if hip-hop would have stayed on the corner and never evolved and never grew, but because hip-hop has, I guess... it has spoken to generations, decades of generations, I guess we'll never know. But that's the end of my rabbit hole, Truth Nation. Call in, text in at 833-212-1017. Would the world be a better or worse place if hip-hop never existed?
Don't touch that dial. You are jamming with Juice on 101.7 The Truth app, 101.7thetruth.com, and streaming live on YouTube. Like and subscribe to our 101.7 The Truth YouTube channel.
This may be another Elon Musk bureaucratic shuffle, or this may be whatever it is. These, Dr. Ken, are real consequences.
This is The Truth Unfiltered with Denise Thomas and Dr. Ken Harris.
I believe that there's going to be a step back and a rollback to some of those places that we're talking about making cuts because of the drastic outcome that can occur.
Sundays starting at 7 on 620 WTMJ and Mondays at 6 on 1017 The Truth.
Hey, Truth Nation, it's your girl DT from The Truth Unfiltered with DT and Dr. Ken Harris. Now listen, at a critical time, through the Empowerment Small Business Loan Program, Old National Bank provided the resources I needed to sustain my business. Now the process had its challenges, but I was supported, and it was also an invaluable learning experience for future ventures. I am so grateful for the support that helped my business thrive. Old National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender, all loans subject to approval.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know it's not just a car, it also drives your children's dreams. So whether you're going to soccer practice, robotics club, or opening night in the school play, we help protect those dreams. Save up to 23% when you bundle auto and home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Are you or anyone you know looking for a new job opportunity? Attend the City of Milwaukee Job Fair on Thursday, August 21st from noon to 3 p.m. at Manpower Group, located at 100 Manpower Place. This event occurs in collaboration with Hip Hop Week. To register, visit joindcmke.com and choose the option to create your profile here. Completion of your profile is necessary to attend this event. Representatives from multiple employment sectors will be present to meet with you and share opportunities for hiring, training, upskilling, and more. We will also feature a live DJ, food and refreshments while supplies last. Brought to you by council members Russell W. Stamper II and Robert Bauman. Sponsored by City of Milwaukee, Milwaukee Common Council, City of Milwaukee Department of Administration, Office of Community Wellness and Safety, Manpower Group, Northcott Neighborhood House, Fathers Making Progress, Northwest Side Community Development Corporation, State of Wisconsin DWD, Ross Innovative Employment Solutions, Goodwill Industries of Southeast Wisconsin, UMOS, DCMKE, 30th Street Corridor, Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Milwaukee, Milwaukee County Parks, Greater Milwaukee Urban League, Maximus, and Amplifier.
After an accident, don't wait to get the help you need. Call Gruber Law Offices first. There is no fee until we win your case. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is Jammin' with Juice on 1017 The Truth app, 1017thetruth.com, and streaming live on YouTube. Shout out to the Juicy Jammers riding the wave.
For my people over there at Sweet Talks, and self-love isn't selfish. Feeling confident improves all aspects of your character. No one understands that quite like Sweet Talks in Menominee Falls, y'all. Step into their judgment-free zone where a staff of registered nurse injectors leads the way, recommending Botox, Dysport, or Daxify, starting at just $10 per unit. Sweet Talks goes beyond injectables, offering facials, lasers, medical weight loss, hormone therapy, and more. It is the ultimate med spa, you guys. See why you'll want to join thousands of loyal patients at sweettalks.com. Now, welcome back to Jammin' with Juice, everyone. Good morning, Milwaukee. We are about to wrap up the show with a bow, giving you our drop of juice after this lovely conversation that we have had here today. I will try to be quick with my drop of juice. So real quick, I want to say the night market is tonight. So hopefully I will see some of y'all down there at the night market. We also have Summer of Soul. That is happening downtown at the Peck Pavilion. And then afterwards at the St. Kate, they have some really cool artists that are going to be performing down there over off of, what street is that? Across the street from St. Kate, over in that Peck Pavilion area. So we got that going on as well from 5 to 10. Hopefully tomorrow we got some good news with the George Webb burgers. Okay, go Brewers. I'm hopping over there literally after this show. But the last thing I want to say about the unhoused people, I'm just gonna say, like, you just shouldn't judge people based on like how they look, because when you think about it, we got a lot of people struggling and they got the latest designer on, okay? In our communities, they out here trying to flex and do the things that they trying to do with money that they do not have, using their rent money to buy things that they don't need to be buying. So I guess we can never judge what somebody got going on for real based off of how they look. So that's just gonna be my drop of juice for the day. A lot going on.
Yeah, man. My drop of juice is really just treat people how you want to be treated, man. From whether you being rich like a Donald Trump or whether you're the poorest person, treat people how you want to be treated. Compassion for the next is how we all connect.
Oh,
honestly, that's it.
I like that. You gotta put that in a bar somewhere. What was that?
Well, what did I say? Compassion for the next is how we all connect.
Oh, thank y'all.
Shout out to hip hop, man. You birthed me.
Thank y'all so much for the conversation today. I thought it was really great. The unhoused community, we appreciate you. If you're listening, you know you got a radio out there and you're listening to Jammin with Juice, okay? But let's do it again tomorrow, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. You know where to find us, right here on Jammin with Juice, baby. 101.7 The Truth. It is me, your girl, Noni Juice, always keeping it juicy. Shout out to Benjamin.
It's amazing.
Shout out to Andrew and Glenn on the ones and twos back there.
What it do?
All right, what it do, y'all? Now sip on that. The Truth with Sharon Hughes is up next. Good morning, Milwaukee. Have a safe day out there today. Go Brewers. See y'all at the night market and all the other things we got going on. And yeah, go Brew Crew. See y'all.
Truth Nation, please join us at our 3rd annual Truth Family Fest on Saturday, August 23rd from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Riverside University High School. Admission